Hey guys, Bizer, it's time to find out what's going on this episode of the Major Pokemon League. It is Week 7, and it is time for our Week 7 battle against the one and only Trip. Now, I know you guys know that Week 6 went up yesterday, so if you haven't watched that video, pause this video and quickly go watch that, because that was a fun match. Granted, you kind of already, if you've been paying attention, you kind of already know what happened because, spoilers, my current record is down below. So, yes, we won! We defeated Ash, the creator of the Pokemon League. Ash Ketchum was defeated. So, that was a good match. Now, that sets up this match, though. So, I really needed the victory against Ash to allow for this match to have the significance of the importance that it does. You guys don't know, Pokemon Trip, is the coach of the Dallas Staravias, who is also in our division. He is one of the division of the Yellows. That's what he is. So he is actually currently the division leader right now. Whoop-de-doo for Trippy. So that's why this match is a huge match, because his record right now is currently 5-1. He was actually 5-0. He lost last week to Moxie, and we all know how losing to Moxie feels. So I'm sure Trip wants to come out strong and get a victory back on us, because he wants to lead. He wants to get that division lead more, and I want to try and catch him, as I talked about yesterday. Trip being 6-1 and us being 4-3 is humongously different than us both being 5-2. And actually, this right now is for the division, because whoever wins this division match will currently be leader of the division, because if I win, I will have a better differential than Trip does, which puts me at the tie-breaking, so I should be above Trip in the standings. So that's good, because as you guys know, we want to win that division in order to get into the playoffs. It's the easiest way to do it. So we want to do. As you guys can tell, yes, I know already. You don't have to tell me. I know it is not a live recording. You have no idea how much I wanted to live record this battle against Trip. It wasn't even a question how badly I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it. Trip is, unfortunately, we were not able to, get the schedule right where I would be able to live record. When Trip was available to battle, I thought I would be able to live record, but the people in my house did not leave when I thought they were going through, so unfortunately I was not able to live record it, and I'm very sad that I wanted to, because I really did want to live record against Trip, because Trip is, if you guys don't know and aren't watching our Platinum Randomizer Challenge, which should be going up tomorrow. I know it's been a while, but there will be an episode going up tomorrow. Trip is our rival in that, so of course we want to be able to get some battles against Trip. So I spent a good amount of time studying Trip's team and preparing for it. I knew for 100% facts that his Curselax was coming. As you can tell, he definitely brought it. So I prepared some things and stuff for that, like my Gallade. As you guys know, Gallade is powerful. Is power. It's got that close combat, which can destroy super effective. And I decided to go with a choice banded Gallade, since every time I've ran Gallade so far, it has been choice scarf. So maybe I can trick Trip into thinking that it was a choice scarf or something like that. And that kind of worked. I also have a nice little Trickaroony play up my sleeve that I kind of wanted to do. It's really gimmicky. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get it to work, and well, I guess you guys will have to watch and see to see if we actually do it. I don't know. I don't know if you guys can figure it out, but you saw my team preview, but it's pretty funny. I wanted to try to see if we can do it. And there was only a couple Pokemon that I can do it to set it up on, and we'll see if that happens. Anyway, so we have our Assault Vested, Timid, Max Speed, Max Special Attack, Roserade. We got our Scissor. We got our Kingdra, our Critdra, we got our Choice Banded Gallade, we got our Expert Belt Rotom, and we have our Diancie, which is actually setting up the screens, which I need to set up our little trick play going on around here. So Diancie now has the screens, and it actually doesn't have Moonblast. It's only got Diamond Storm, Leaf, Light Screen, Reflect, and Stealth Rocks. So that's that. So I was looking at his team. I did some preparing. I thought for sure he was going to bring his Flygon. So I prepared for that as Rotom and both Roserade, both of them have that HP Ice to hit that Flygon. Didn't bring it, so I was surprised. I actually EV'd my Diancie, it's physical Diancie. I EV'd it to be able to live a Choice Banded Earthquake from a Flygon, so... Well, I mean, we obviously don't get to test that out because he doesn't have his Flygon, but anyway. I also prepared for the Breloom. I thought for sure he was going to bring the Breloom as well, because Trip just traded for it. He actually, last week was the first time he was able to use it. I thought he might bring it again. So I got my Scissor, actually has the safety goggles. So I have two Pokemon that are immune to the Spore, the Roserade and the Scissor. So I wanted to have that, so that way I have double. I have only, only 2/3 of my Pokemon can be spored. So that was that. So let's go ahead and click this play button and see if we can give some play-by-play on what actually happened. This was a good match. I had fun with it. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I really do wish that I wanted to live record it. So I looked at his team and I was like, I don't know who to lead off with. So I'm going to lead off with Phantom, because I'm predicting him to probably think that I might lead off with my Diancie. He actually leads out with Thundurus. And I was like, okay, let me go for... I wanted to go for Sludge Bomb, but I knew he had the Skarmory, so I figured he might switch to that. So I decided to go for the HP Ice. And then I noticed that I actually outspeed it, which is interesting because Thundurus has a way higher speed than I do. So that's it. And that HP Ice does a butt ton of damage. As I go for it again, as he went up for the Nasty Plot, so he kind of wasted that turn. I went for it. I knew he was going to switch, though. I just knew it, but I had no idea why I did not go for the Sludge Bomb or anything other than HP Ice, as he goes into his Snorlax, which eats it up, no problem. It does literally like 3 HP, and he gets the leftovers to get it back up. And now, so Snorlax was the Pokemon that I needed in to be able to set up my Trick-a-Rooney with. But I needed it to be a late game setup, because if I set up now, it's kind of bad, because I needed to have some chip damage, Stealth Rocks, all that stuff up on his team to get that chip damage off, so what I wanted to do would happen. And then I'm like, well, crap, it's in here. It's going to start setting up curses. Might as well activate it. So I set up the Stealth Rocks, because I know I just need to get them Stealth Rocks out. Need to get them out, and I start setting up my screens to prepare for the sweepness. Because you need to have screens up if you want to have a sweep. So he goes for the Body Slam, as I just set up the Reflect. I max defense and Reflect up, and even with a curse, it's resisted. It's going to do nothing. So he's going to start setting up more curses. As I set up the light screen, because I just want to have all my screens up. Gotta have my protection, gotta have everything up. As he set up the other curse, and I'm going like crap. So that's 2 curses that he's got up. And I know Trip's curse lacks here. He's got the rest, he's got the Body Slam, he's got the curse. And I don't know what his 4th move is. So I go into Scissor to initiate the Trick-a-Rooney-ness. Now, if you guys don't know, Scissor gets Baton Pass. Scissor gets Focus Energy, he gets Swords Dance, but he also gets Agility. So I thought, you know what? Let's have an Agility Baton Passing Scissor. So he goes up for the other curse. As I set up the Agility, the main point of this is so that way I can Baton Pass my +2 to either Kingdra or Gallade to set up the sweep. I go for the Baton Pass. I go into Kingdra, which is actually not the best thing. I should have actually went into Gallade. Thinking about it, because he was at +3 or something. As he goes for the Body Slam, Gallade probably wasn't the best play, but he goes for the Body Slam. I go for the Focus Energy to activate Critdra. As you guys know, that's the only way this thing will be able to do things. He goes for another curse. And this is unfortunate because, well, actually it doesn't really matter had he gone for the Body Slam or the curse there, because this Draco Meteor does not kill, because this is a max specially defensive Snorlax, and this is what happens. And then because he set up that other curse, I don't actually able to live this next Body Slam, even with the Reflect and even with my HP investment. Yeah, Kingdra doesn't live, so that's unfortunate. My little sneakiness did not pay off. Was not able to get any sweeping action happening. But oh well. Had I had the Focus Energy actually on the Scissor, it might have happened. I would have been able to take extra. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, so then I go into the Gallade to scare out the Snorlax. So his curses are null and void. They're useless. But this is a choice banded Gallade, and I did the calcs, and even with a max defense Skarmory, a close combat does a shit ton of damage, as Trip unknowingly witnesses right now, and he's probably like, oh crap, that did a butt ton of damage. And I'm just gonna go for another close combat to destroy his Skarmory. So this was a huge threat, because this thing sets up the rock. It's got the defog to get rid of my rocks, so it's done. I'm able to get a Skarmory off. I'm okay with that. Kingdra for Skarmory, that's an okay trade on my books. So we're able to get that away. So that means my rocks are on the field, and they are here to stay. His rocks will not be happening as he goes into the Aerodactyl. And I cannot do anything with this. I switch on out. He's probably testing to see if I'm Scarfed or not, because if I was Scarfed, I probably would have stayed in. And I think I outspeed Aerodactyl, I'm not sure. But anyway, I go into Diancie, my physical wall, as he's going to go for the Aerial Ace, because that will easily OHKO the Gallade. And I don't know if I was Scarfed, I would have outspeeded. Who knows? Who knows? But if I was, it probably would have killed. Anyway, so the Aerial Ace is going to happen. It's literally going to do like 2 HP to my Diancie as it's resisted. He's going to go for the Iron Head So he's packing that Iron Head to wipe out my Diancie. I was trying to set up another Reflect there. Does not happen, and Diancie's going to go to sleep and go away. So I go into Scissor, predicting, and because I can get that Bullet Punch off, do some serious damage. He goes for the switch as I go for the Bullet Punch anyway with that, and coupled with the Stealth Rocks and a Bullet Punch, I can actually take... Scissor is able to actually take out the Thunderous with 2 Bullet Punches, which is nice. So that Thunderous is gone, and so he actually, of course, he was clearly sacking off this Thunderous because of the damage from the Roserade and the fact that rocks are up to stay. So he sacked it off so he can get a save switch into his Entei, since the Entei, of course, is going to take 25% to rocks. And so he's going to go for the Flare Blitz, and I was like, okay. Looking at his team, and I'm like, there's nothing that Roserade can do, so I need to sack you off, Roserade. I'm sorry, Phantom, but you are death fodder here to just let that Entei go for a Flare Blitz and get a butt ton of recoil damage. And I'm sorry, Phantom, but you had to sacrifice yourself for the team. You had to sacrifice yourself for the team. There was really nothing that Phantom could do with any of the rest of the Pokemon that Trip had left. So that's what's going to happen. This is going to take down Entei down to about 50%, which is nice. So I'm going to go into my Rotom because I can easily take the Flare Blitz, because I wanted to check right now if he was choiced. He is clearly choiced as he switches on out and goes into the Snorlax. I predicted, or I thought he might go into Snorlax as I go for the Thunderbolt. I wanted to get as much damage off on the Snorlax. I didn't want to Volt Switch because I wanted to play a little trickiness here. Because I go for the Thunderbolt. Trip does not know that I am Extra Belt. And so I go for the Thunderbolt once again to make him think that I might be Scarfed. He's probably thinking I'm Scarfed based on the amount of damage that I did. Because I ran Scarf Rotom quite a bit. So he's most likely thinking I'm Scarfed. So he goes into his Breloom here, which Sash is broken thanks to the rocks. And I trick him and reveal that I am not Scarfed or choiced in any manner. Get the Overheat off. And that is unfortunate play by Trip, risking that as I go for the Overheat. That crit did not matter whatsoever. That Breloom was dying. And we kill the Breloom thanks to the thinking that we're choiced or not. Most likely. I don't know. I don't know if he thought if that's what he was thinking, but that's most likely based on the way the play happened that I think that he thought that I was doing. Yeah, that English worked, I think. Anyway, he goes into the Aerodactyl as the rocks do some damage. He goes for the Fire Fang right here, predicting the Scissor to come out. But I know that Scissor is a key victory, even though he's a defensive choice, baton passing, agility Scissor. I know that he's a key victory here, so I actually sacrifice Gallade here, even though I know it can do a ton of damage to everything. I sacrifice Gallade here to allow me for a safe switch into Scissor. And now I was like, he had Aerodactyl and Entei left. I'm like, do I switch? Because he might switch. But no, I go for the Bullet Punch. I did some calcs, so switching in with Entei coupled with 2 Bullet Punches would be enough to do it. So he wanted to make me over prediction. Didn't happen. He stays in with the Aerodactyl and the Bullet Punch. Is able to kill it out. As he goes into the Entei, takes some 25 more cents to rocks. And I go for the Bullet Punch to just get off as much damage as I can to the Entei because I got Rotom in the back. He has no choice but to go for the Flare Blitz because it wouldn't kill Scissor anyway. So that happens, and that kills Scissor. But coupled with the Bullet Punch damage and the rocks and the recoil, Entei is going to take himself out. And that is going to be the game. So we are actually able to claim the victory against our division leader Trip, and that makes us tied with Trip for record for the 5-2 for the division lead, and actually gives us the division lead because of differentialness. So that was a good battle. Thank you so much, Trip. Remember to, of course, click the link in the description because Trip's channel is on there, Pokemon Trip HD. His channel link is down there. Please go check him out. Subscribe to his channel. Go watch his perspective of his battle because he was able to live record it. So I'm looking for, if you guys know what I'm doing today, I'm watching Trip's side of the battle because I want to know what his thought process was during when that was happening. Because it was a fun match against him. Very narrow 1-0. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Also, remember to click the link in the description to follow me on Twitter because that's where I post updates for the channel. All those good things and stuff. And I guess I will see you guys next week, which I am hoping I'm going to be able to live record. I really wish, I really want to be able to live record for you guys. I know I enjoy live recording so much more, and I know you guys enjoy watching it a lot more. But I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me. I wanted to make sure that this video was going to be able to get uploaded in time for the battles for this week. So I'm sorry. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed once again, and I guess I will see you guys later.